This new tech was much loved by big producer acts like Trevor Horn's The Art of Noise, who performed tracks on Top of the Pops with minimum vocals and sampled sounds. Up till now, their favourite toy, the Fairlight sampler, was, at 30 grand, the same price as a house. But in '85, at a quarter of the price, came the Emulator 2. And it inspired a young bedroom producer at his mum's house in Leytonstone.
Around the start of '85, I was just at home and I was reading the paper and I saw that there was a programme on about Vietnam coming on, so I taped it.
In World War II, the average age of the combat soldier was 26. In Vietnam, he was 19.
And I found it very intriguing, the fact that the kids at the time that were going out to battle were only 19 years old, and yet in America you can't even have a drink till you're 21. So I taped the programme, and I was just mucking about with some rhythms and stuff like that, and I put some of the commentary in to the emulator, and one bit it just said, in Vietnam he was 19.
In Vietnam, he was 19.
And I tapped it a few times, you know, on the keyboard, and it went and I thought, wow, that's different.
19.
The Vietnam War has inspired an unusual pop record due to be released next week. All the indications are that it's going to be a big hit.
In World War II, the average age of the combat soldier was 26. In Vietnam, he was 19. In Vietnam, he was 19.
Alongside the single, Paul asked the producers of Vietnam Requiem to create a video from the documentary's powerful footage.
In Vietnam, the combat soldier typically served a 12-month tour of duty, but was exposed to hostile fire almost every day.
It was so powerful. You're talking about young boys being sent off to foreign wars, you know, and it really, really had a resonance.
According to a Veterans Administration study, half of the Vietnam combat veterans suffer from what psychiatrists call post-traumatic stress disorder. Many vets complain of alienation, rage, or guilt. Some succumb to suicidal thoughts. 8 to 10 years after coming home, almost 800,000 men are still fighting the Vietnam War.
I remember going into Chrysalis and watching it, and I saw 3 women journalists actually come out crying. And that was, we thought, wow, what have we created here?
It went in at number 4 in the charts, first weekend, which was incredible. A brand new actor going at number 4. At that time, it just did not happen.
In Vietnam, he was 19. In Vietnam, he was 19.
Michael Hurl, who was the producer of the Top of the Pops at the time, basically kept on saying to me, you know, do you not think that you could really do something on Top of the Pops?
I wasn't really sure what was going on.
I think it would have been difficult for him to do that. How would have he performed the song? He'd probably end up like Harold Faltermeyer did, with the most boring live performance I think that you'd ever see on Top of the Pops.
Harold would not appear on Top of the Pops again and stalled at number 2. But Paul's cut and paste technique in music and video proved an irresistible chart-topping formula.
He's a producer, he remixes records, and he's number 1.
Yes, for the second week running, Paul Hardcastle, 19.
We got to number 1 and we were quite amazed by it all, but we obviously wanted to stay there. And Paul came up with several different mixes.
And one of the reasons we did that was because Duran Duran were right behind us at number 2.
Okay, look over your shoulder.
I went back into the studio and I remixed the track and I changed some of the vocals around.
19.
I added some new documentary which I'd found, which took the war on slightly further, and I called it the Destruction Mix.
Unlike Vietnam, World War II saw America unite behind her fighting men. The two wars were just as different on the front lines as they were back home. 19.
So a different edit would go on to Top of the Pops each week.
19.
Which then people went out and repurchased. And we stopped, you know, the biggest band, most probably in the world then, which were the Duranis. And also they had the biggest film in the world at the time with View to a Kill. And little old me stopped them being number 1, and it was quite a feat, really. And I think Simon Le Bon wasn't too happy.
Excuse me, aren't you?
Bond, Simon Le Bon.